What is the worst part about being a fat person? For some reason people always assumed I was simple-minded/stupid when I was obese. Now that I've lost weight, people just talk to me like I'm a regular person. I have a fear that nobody is ever going to fall in love with me because I don't feel visible and I am fat. Also, going to the pool or beach and you have to put on a swimsuit. I feel like a seal stranded on the beach. My belt trying to stab me in my belly when I sit down. Feeling guilty while eating your favorite foods, not looking good in photos/clothes. Not the worst part, but the most constantly shitty part is constantly being called big guy by every kind of person other than other big guys. My thighs rubbing and chafing. I'm so fucking raw right now. Nothing seems to fit nicely or still look nice in your size. Putting on a shirt, walking into the back room, seeing how it makes me look, and then never pulling out my favorite shirt ever again. The amount of pants you go through. Having good taste in clothes, clothes are not the size. Hating your own reflection. Just the sheer amount of room fatness takes up in your brain. You're either thinking about it or being reminded of it by your clothes, social situation, available space, etc. It's exhausting. Sweating. When I was heavier, I absolutely hated getting out of people's cars. And sitting in the back seat of a 2-door car was total nightmare fuel. Mirrors. You can be having a good time while out, walk across your reflection, and your entire mood is ruined by seeing you big you look and then how disgusting you feel. That was my experience at least. What is you have become the very thing you swore to destroy moment. When I was an apprentice electrician, it always pissed me off when my journeyman would make me do the hard manual parts of a job while he did the easier, but more technical work. I always swore that when I got my license and my first apprentice that I'd be different. That went out the window pretty quick. I teach at my old high school, lol, literally have co-workers that have sent me to the principal's office before. I was in a computer class in high school and would drive the teachers nuts. I even had the other kids mocking the teachers by shouting out on task, whenever the teacher would start looking around to make sure we were working. I now teach a high school computer class. A student the other day stopped me before I could tell them to put their phone away and go back to work by saying, I know, on task, on task. I was speechless and just left the student to return to my desk and rethink my life choices. I spent a full year living with 4 roommates, one of whom left every pantry door open. I spent months and months trying to catch her in the act. Moved out to my own place, found out it was me all along. My couch has no less than 8 decorative pillows on it. I am a monster. 2 years ago I was an electrician's apprentice. The safety guy would always get on to me about being unsafe and I'd hate it. I always thought of him as an overpaid underworked dickhead. Turns out I was right. Now I'm an overpaid underworked dickhead and it's awesome. The checks are amazing and the work is light as hell. Complaining to my son about him playing too much video games. When I set up the website blocker on the company network. I spent so much of my childhood trying to get around those blockers at school, and now I'm the one setting it up. Edit. Admittedly, I'm not so evil as to block things for being categorized as tasteless like my school did, it's really just porn and illegal things, but I still feel slimy for doing it. Edit 2. Also, so be clear, I don't work at a school. My company does however employ a lot of salesmen, and they're basically children, so. In my early 20s I went to art college. I made a piece called Payday, the subject of which was 3 sad, balding middle-aged men with pot bellies in corporate attire. It was a commentary on an unrewarding corporate life in the pursuit of money I never wanted to live. 30 years later, I'm a senior corporate leader with a pot belly and a bald spot, and the picture I made in art college is hanging in the front hall of my slightly less than modest home. I love my job and everything that corporate life has given me, though I wish I could lose the pot belly and grow back the long grunge hair I had back then. Edit. The picture that several people have requested. It's not that great and probably one of many reasons I didn't become the great artist I aspired to be. Also, I'm pretty active with activities like skiing and mountain biking. I just like beer and whiskey and hot dogs more than I like salads. Edit 2. Thank you for the compliments on the artwork. You're all very kind people with great taste in art. I make commercials for a living. I fucking hate commercials to the core of my soul. I told my friends' kids they could have a toy if they didn't fight over it, and if they fought I would take it back. They agreed, then proceeded immediately fight over it when I turned around. Without any conscious input from my brain, I span back and heard myself exclaim, "What did I just say?" And suddenly I was my mother. I hated wearing polos because my mom always talked about how nice this other person's son looked wearing polos. I, now, wear polos to work every day because it's the easiest way to dress business casual. They're pretty much just fancy t-shirts. When I first started my career in maintenance 28 years ago, all the senior mechanic did was sit inside his shop, bitch, and moan about people breaking shit, and soak up cushy repairs on equipment and machinery we could bring to him inside his heated building, while myself and the other guys busted our fucking asses swinging sledgehammers, welding, and lugging tools out into the freezing rain to make repairs. What a worthless piece of shit. After nearly 30 years of swinging sledgehammers, busting my hump out in the cold, pounding rivets and beating steel, I think I've earned the right to sit in my shop while these punk-ass newbies who barely know which end of the screwdriver to hold in their soft, unscarred hands take their turn out in the freezing rain. Especially since they keep breaking shit that would work fine if they would only take care of it and stop abusing equipment. Oh my God. When I was 16, I wanted to be in a famous band like Blink-182, have my own art studio, and destroy the concept of the 9-to-5. I have my own art studio in my home, but now I work for a bank and process loans in a 9-to-5. I was at work today realizing how I have become the Sith. Growing up, my dad hated going out. When we went on church outings, we were always the first family to leave. He just wanted to stay in and read the paper or watch TV. I vowed to never be as boring as him when I got older. Now that I'm older, nothing makes me happier than when plans get cancelled and I can just chill at home, and not worry about the commute or how much money I'd have to spend going out. Even if it's something I'm looking forward to, like a band I really want to see, part of me still wants to not go because of how crappy the late night commute will be. Without saying your age, what was something that was trending during your childhood? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Polly Pockets, Littlest Pet Shop, and for some reason everyone wanted a trampoline. Hypercolor t-shirts and slap bands. Trampoline shoes, blow pens, Zoabooks, were all popular as seen on TV things, before they were called as seen on TV. Pogs. Sticker albums. Polly Pockets, I used to bloody love them. Furbies. Tamagotchis. Go Ninja Go Ninja Go. Tamagotchis, Club Penguin. Lisa Frank. Silly bands. Music videos, they were killing radio stars. Elementary school atomic bomb drills.